Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Aldrich Benedictus speaking as the first speaker from the government side, also known as the Prime Minister of this debate. I am here speaking on behalf of the motion on this House as a first-generation immigrant parent of color in a predominantly white country would choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move forward, we must first understand the concept of immigrant and ethnic enclave to better understand this motion. Immigration and immigrants in general nowadays are people that move from their native homeland to a new country in seek for a new homeland per se. And ethnic enclave are a certain area designed specifically on a certain group of ethnicity and focus on those specified ethnicity. Nowadays, the importance of ethnic enclave in our society tends to brush aside, though very, very critical in its general. Why is that? Well, one of the main reason for that is the concept of modern day racism and problems related to that, where people of color are being judged by certain domineering race. We could see one of the most prime example here in nations of predominantly white base like USA, which is today still filled with riots due to these cases and problem that arise. George Floyd, an African American man that died due to irresponsible action by the law enforcement, that is presumably due to acts of hateful and racism. Now, this gives a clear picture on the main problem of modern day immigration, where it will be hard for people of color, especially whether it's African American or Asian or many else, to integrate into a new society, especially first generation of said culture. Now, I would like to explain that this problem, as we can see, could be mitigated, could be diminished, could be decreased, while at the same time maintains this people of ethnicity, these people of colors, rights and basically rights to have a group, an organization, while continuing their day-to-day life. Ethnic enclave is this answer. An ethnic enclave is a community, an area that based and focus on certain ethnicity and groups. In Indonesia, you can see it in cities such as Kampung Bugis, areas such as that, or even Chinatown. So does in predominantly white-based nation in the West, such as Chinatown and Little Italy, such as like that. Now, ethnic enclave not only provide a certain safe condition for people of color and those that is first generation people of color and immigrants, but also create benefits on improving their lives, because we are talking here on people that first arrived on the nation people that never had any experience on a nation itself. Ethnic enclave give a passage so this community, these peoples, these immigrants that are first generations and coming to this nation, a much more easier way to conduct themselves, a much more prominent way to protect themselves, because this ethnic enclave is built based on groups and communities, law enforcements that are focused on the protection and the caring of such community. This is why, as a government, we need to support this idea of the motion, because ethnic enclave not only necessary to help those that are first come and first generation immigrants into a certain nation, but also helps to protect them and improve their way of life to much more easier on integrating into the nation. Another benefit is that it also maintains their cultural identity so that it does not get mixed and does not disperse when they become integrated into the nation itself. That is why I believe, as a personal opinion, and what I believe as the best possible means on facing this issue, is to forward this motion and focus on creating a proper ethnic enclave for immigrants and people of color community. Thank you very much for the time. This is Aldrich Benedictus. Good day.
Good morning, dear honorable judges. I'm Vira Yuliany as Deputy Prime Minister from Fajar University. So now I would like to explain my opinion about the motion. The motion is this House, as a first-generation immigrant parent of color in a predominantly white country, will choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave. As what Aldrich has explained before, I will explain about my opinion of the benefits why to choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave. So, there are some benefits why to choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave, such as: first, we will feel secure. Second, we will protect each other. Third, we can strengthen our identity. Fourth, it will help the government to list that we are legal immigrants. 5. It will help the newcomer to face and solve the culture shock. 6. It will maintain our identity and don't lose our culture. I will begin to explain it one by one. So the first, we will feel secure if we choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave. Why? Because if we choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave, we will live with the people from the same country. It's obvious happens because this is what truly happens in our environment. If we live in ethnic enclave, it will disappear our fears because we have friends to live with in the new country. We have someone to be asked about something that we don't know before, and it will make us strong with thoughts that we are not alone in a strange country. It will make us brave and dare to live in a new country and raise our children in an ethnic enclave. The second, we will protect each other. It's true because we will protect each other from the same country with us because because of the same identity feeling. It's about our solidarity feelings. We can see it like what happens around us. If the people that we know is harmed or bothered with the other, we cannot just keep silent. We will take any action to defend them, to prevent them, and to help them from the problem that they got. So the third, we can strengthen our identity because we will live and assemble with the people from the same environment and the same country. It will strengthen our identity. It will strengthen our solidarity because we are together. We can protect each other. And then the fourth, it will help the government to list that they are illegal immigrant. We are legal immigrant. It will help the government to list that we are legal immigrant so that we can be protected by the ambassador from the country that we live. We can get protection if we in a trouble, and we can get any protection, better access if we are connected with the government. We are listed as legal immigrant, because if we are not listed as legal immigrant, maybe we can be harmed or blamed of what we haven't done by the people or the parties that don't like with us. And then 5. It will help the newcomer to face and solve culture shock with sharing experience from the people who has lived there for a long time. So we have to assemble with people who are from the same country. It's about how to be accustomed with new life and different country, and it will help the newcomer to face and solve the culture shock. We can share any tips or how to be accustomed with the new condition, not just like language, but about the country that we live. And then 6. It will maintain our identity and don't lose our culture to the second generation and to the next generation, because we don't forget our identity, our culture. We have to continue it to the second generation and to the next generation so that they will know about their real country, their real culture. And then after that, maybe based on what could happen in the white people who is the original citizens of the country, as a truly example like Chinatown in Australia or United States. If we live in the environment in ethnic enclave with these people who are from the same country, we are not afraid, and we can easily get job, we can easily live, get a better access, get a better connection, and get helps that really useful for our health. As what Aldrich has explained, with living in ethnic enclave, it can mitigate problem racism when we live in white people country. So the benefits are we will feel secure, we will protect each other, we will strengthen our identity, we will help the government to list ourselves as legal immigrant, and help the newcomer to be accustomed with the new culture, with the new country, and then maintain our identity and don't lose our culture. So it's okay. There are some benefits, and we can choose to live and raise our children in an ethnic enclave based on what I said before. That's all for me. Thank you, the honorable judges.